Yo, yo, yo. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Yes, Wednesday, Odin's Day, Odin's Day. I say to the God Odin and all the gods of knowledge and wisdom. Peace and love, peace and blessings. Peace to everybody in the live stream. Um, as promised, here we are. And I'm going to be using my Nike box as a tool here to adjust what I'm trying to do so you guys can see it. All right. Now, the science that we're going to work on today, family, is going to have a lot to do with Indian science. All right. A lot to do with Indian science, family. All right. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to get right into it, family. All right. So I hope everyone is doing good today. Somebody said they got their tangerine quartz. Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Peace also to everybody that's going to see it later. We're going to share a very powerful science tonight that I have personally been doing for about maybe 3 to 4 years. Was this 2022? So I'll say about 4 years I've been practicing this science. I would have done this video a couple days ago, but I was waiting for some more tools to come in. Okay. And they never came in. So what I had to do was I had to use an extra set that I had to the side to do this video. So everything I'm going to be using here is going to be brand new because I can't use my old one because I'm still waiting on some other pieces to come in. All right. So today, family, we're going to be talking about something called Agni Horda. I know I probably didn't pronounce it right? Doesn't matter. I want y'all to get the science, right? Of course, sometimes with languages, if you're not from that area, you probably don't pronounce it right. But it's all about your heart, your intention, and your emotion. Always remember that when you're dealing with magic. I know a lot of times, family, I did not say a lot of Latin words correctly when I did magic spells. But my intention and my heart and my mind and my emotions was on point with everything what I was doing. That's what really makes the magic work, all right? So I don't want you guys to worry about saying the mantras I'm going to give you correctly, okay? I don't want you guys to worry about that. Oh yeah, Wakanda forever. You know, this is the shirt I wore to the Black Panther movie. You know, Wakanda forever. You know what I mean? Great movie, by the way. So yes, family, we're going to get right into it. But I want to read something to you guys so you guys get an overall understanding, all right? Now, I'm going to give you guys a book that I want you to get, okay? That's going to help you understand more about what we're doing here, all right? Because there are different ways people do this. If you study it, you're going to find out there's different ways that people do this, okay? Can everybody hear me? Give me a yes in the chat if everybody can hear me. Good. Okay, perfect. All right. So I want you guys to get this book. It's called Homa Therapy, Homa Therapy, all right? The Ancient Science of Healing. I want you guys to get this. Here's the author, all right? And this small little book here is going to do a lot of explaining about what we're going to do today. But like I said, you're going to find people on the internet that have different ways of doing it. The one we're going to do today is you're not going to add a mantra. What time is it? We're going to take our time because the sun sets here at 5:25, which is why I wanted to do this at this time, family, because this should be done at sunrise and sunset. From my understanding, you can also do it, but during any time of the day, but the power won't be as effective. If you can wait till the sun is setting, all you got to do is look at Google on your phone. When does the sun set in your city? What time does the sun set? And you're going to perform this ritual at that time. What we're doing here, family, is very, very powerful technology. All right. So I want you guys to look for that book. You can find it on Amazon. And I'm going to break down the science so you guys can understand what we're doing. But I want to read you guys this, all right? Homa is a Sanskrit word used here synonymously with Homa therapy. Homa therapy is a technical term from the Vedic science of bioenergy. That's what we're going to be working with today, some bioenergy, family. Denoting the process of removing the toxic conditions of the atmosphere through the agency of fire. All right, so I gave you guys before the technique that Dr. Delbert Blair gave us a technique of the atomic orgone blast, where you will take sea salt, and you will take a rubbing alcohol and you will light it on fire. Okay, that was atomic orgone blast. All right, very powerful. This does the same thing, but it takes negative energy away and it keeps it away. I would say this right here is 100 times more powerful. This will remove all negative energy inside of you, outside of you, around your home. Very powerful, family. And like I said, if you do it during sunrise and sunset, it's going to be even more powerful. All right. It literally heals the environment. It heals it. And the only way negative energy, peace to everybody coming in. The only way any negative energy will come around you is if you bring it back. All right. If it jumps on you and you bring it back, family. All right. This means healing and purifying of the atmosphere. With fire as the medium, you heal the atmosphere, and the healed atmosphere heals you. So you heal the atmosphere, and the healed atmosphere heals you because you're in a positive environment. This is the central idea of Homa therapy. The words heal the atmosphere have widespread ramifications, not yet investigated by modern science. But let me say this. This science technique that we're going to show you today, which is technology, right? This is very ancient technology that we're going to show you today. This ritual we're going to show you today is an old ritual, family, that has been tested by science, actually. And they found out that when a person does this ritual, it literally transforms the atmosphere. It literally transforms the atmosphere, literally, by doing this ritual. All right. Homa therapy replenishes and nurtures and gets rid of pollutions robbed from the environment. The molecular change and the fusion of atoms causes properties of the elements of change and the atomic structure and weight. The rotation of electrons and neutrons varies speed. If proper insight is given to scientists, we can now show them this knowledge can be used beneficially in the areas where it looks at from the perspective of Homa therapy. All right. So let me read this last part to you guys. This may sound very technical, but we can make simple use of this knowledge and its opportunity in our lives to bring about healing in our home, at work, on the road, or wherever we may be. Homa therapy is a perfect science. It is simple to practice and has tremendous effects. Believe only what you experience. You can, for example, practice Homa therapy for 4 weeks and decide whether or not it helps you. This book will instruct you on how to practice for yourself. All right. So I want to just give you guys, and this science, once again, is it's not called Homa therapy. That's just the name of this book, but that's what she calls it, right? It's called Agnihotra, right? Agnihotra. It's a process. It deals with mantras, and in some cases, it deals with mudras, right? So what we're going to do now, family, because we're coming up to 5:16, we're going to prepare this. And I'm going to show you guys how to prepare this. And I want to give you guys the mantras to use so you can use it for yourself. All right. I'm going to give you guys the mantras you can use. Now, you can buy a Agni Horta. Let me spell this for you guys so you can look it up on Amazon. AGNIHORTA. Agni Horta. You can get the whole kit on Amazon. You can buy a whole kit on Amazon. All right. Now, the first ingredient we're going to be using, family, is cow dung. Believe it or not, family. Well, first of all, let me start from the beginning. This is what you're going to use. This is a 100% copper pyramid, right? You need this type of pyramid to make this work. This is part of the technology. All right. I'm using my Nike box to props everything up. We're going to keep it hood today, right? Using my Nike box, right? So you're going to get, and this comes with the kit, right? These are hard to find by themselves, but you can get these with the kit. And I do have other variations I've got, but this is very powerful. So you're going to get that, and it comes with a stand. You're going to sit it right on the stand, right? And the first thing you guys need to do, right? Because right around 5:21, 25, I'm going to start performing this ritual. All right. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to take cow dung, right? Cow dung. Okay. Don't smell good either. But this is all science. Remember I told you guys, Brother Bobby Hemmett broke down that a shaman takes a monkey piss and some cow dung and some spider legs and mix it together and heal your body, right? Well, this is part of the technology we're using. This all comes with it. This is cow dung, family. You're going to break this cow dung, right, into a few pieces, right? 4 pieces if you can, right? And just going to sit them inside of here like so, all right? Just going to sit them inside, right? The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take ghee. You're going to take some of this. It's called ghee, right? You're going to take some of this. Doesn't really have a smell. Has a weird, little tiny weird smell. Doesn't really have a strong smell though. This is a little copper bowl you're going to have. So we got our cow dung in there, right? You're going to take some of the ghee. You're going to rub a little bit on each one of the 4 pieces of cow dung, right? Going to rub a little bit on there. Everybody, like I said, some people don't rub it on the cow dung. They get 1 piece and just light it up. Whatever, right? I like to rub a little piece on. This is science, right? We doing this ritual. It's going to be great, family. It's going to heal your home. It's going to be amazing. Trust me. Trust me. Something I've been practicing in secret. Some of you guys know what this is, right? Some of you guys know what this is. Some of you guys heard of this before. Some of you haven't. Well, I'm going to introduce you to the science today. All right. And this is, believe it or not, they call this technology. Deeper than just performing a ritual, they call it technology, family. All right. So we're going to do that. This is camphor. All right. We're going to take a piece of the camphor. We're going to put it on one of the pieces that's in here, right? We're going to take a little piece of it. Some of them don't come with camphor. If yours don't trip. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Some people don't use camphor, believe it or not. We're going to put that in there. Right now, this is the part with the rice. You're going to take rice. Okay? And you're going to pour the rice in. This is how you're supposed to perform the ritual, family. Okay? You're going to pour the rice in the saucer. Right? You're going to mix it with some of the ghee. Right? So you're going to take some of the ghee and you're going to mix it with the rice. All right? Now, if the ghee gets stuck, just light that bad boy up. You know what I'm saying? It turns into oily real quick. All right? It turns oily real quick. And what you're just going to do, you're going to mix it up, family. You guys are going to look this up, and you're going to see different people do this different ways. All right? Different people do this different ways. That's how I've been doing it. Right? So we got cow dung, we got ghee, and we got camphor in here. All right? We'll put a little bit more in there. What time we got here? What time we got? 22. All right, the sun is setting. Sun is setting, family. So I'm gonna hurry up and do this. All right. Turn this into a liquid. We're gonna put that in there. And I'm gonna read you guys the mantras that you have to say while you put the rice in as you feed the fire. Okay. You cannot do this with your hand. You're supposed to do this. Some people do it with their hand. Supposed to feed the fire like that. All right. That's what the tools are for. Okay. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put another little piece right here on this. All right. And we're going to light this on fire. All right. That's what we're going to do, family. All right. May take a minute. It's all good. This is the healing fire. All right. Got a little fire going. We're trying to get this going, family. I'm not sure why this ain't lighting the way it should be. All right. So once this gets going with the fire, family, once this gets going with the fire, right, you're going to want to feed it. So we got a little flame going. What you're going to want to do, family, is you're going to say these words as you feed the fire, right? And you're going to feed the fire the rice and ghee. Soryata Swaha. And you put the rice in there, right? Soryata Idam Na Mama. You want to feed the rice again. You're going to feed some more rice, family. Parajapate Idam Na Mama. I always get it wrong. I have to read it over and over, right? And that's what you're going to say for sunset. Now, as you get the book, family, it will show you more and more and more what you need to say. Let me read it again. All right. Agne Swaha. Put the first portion of the rice in. Agne Idam Na Mama. Agne Idam Na Mama. Parajapate Swaha. Parjas Pate Idam Na Mama. And when you get the book, they'll give you exactly what you need to be reading, family. Right? Now, this is, like I said, this is one that I've had for a while. Right? And for some reason, this one doesn't want to light. But we did get a flame. Right? We did get a flame. And I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's because it's been packed up for so long or what. And as it lights on fire, family, you just want to look at it. You want to be thankful. You want to be grateful. You want to be happy. All that, family. All right? That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do, family. And you want to keep feeding that fire. Right? You want to keep feeding that fire, family. All right? So what I'm going to do now to give it a little bit more of a light. Right? I hope my smoke alarm don't go off in here. All right? Believe it or not, it smells pretty good. Believe it or not, family, it smells pretty good. I like to put some of the oil all over it. All right? Let's try to light this some more. But this is what it is, family. The smoke purifies and cleanses the home. Okay? That's what the smoke does. It purifies and cleanses the home. All right? And you just keep feeding the fire. Usually you don't got to do it as much. But, you know, it want to act up today. All right? But you guys seen for the most part how it works. All right? I wish I could have got a big flame. I usually do this outside in my fireplace. All right? In my living room, in my fireplace. If you have a fireplace, I recommend you doing it there. If you want to do it outside, which will probably be best. But for some reason, when I do it outside, the wind tends to blow it out a lot. You know what I'm saying? But usually it's a big flame that riles up, okay? And you just want to keep looking at this flame, being grateful, family. You want to be thankful, right? And don't say it out of your mouth. Say it in your head. If you want to say it out of your mouth, you can. But look at it and be thankful and be grateful, family. That's what you want to do. All right? That's what you want to do. And this will cleanse your home. The smoke is purifying. The sun is going down right now. Right? The sun is going down. Right? And we want to keep the fire going here. So when you guys get yours, you probably won't have a problem lighting it the way I am. Right? You probably won't have that same problem. Right? But it's very cleansing. It's very purifying. And it will cleanse your home, family. So you're going to need cow dung. It's the first piece of technology. You're going to need rice. Right? And you're going to need camphor. And as you guys research this, like I said, you're going to find a lot of people that do it different ways. I could literally feel the vibration in my house switching already. It's the healing fire, family. And what you can do is you can actually do certain mudras and mantras as you look into the fire. If that's what you want to do, you can do that, family. Right? A lot of people do the Om symbol and they breathe. Right? They think about how grateful they are. Right? And put some more rice in here. The rice feeds the fire. I'm going to read the mantra one more time. Agnaye Swaha. Remember, when you do that, you add the first portion when you do it for the first time. Agnaye Idam Na Mama. Parapapate Swaha. Parapapate Idam Na Mama. This is the mantra and the ritual you do at sunset. This is the healing fire, family. Now, of course, you can do this on a bigger scale, in a bigger, I've even seen people perform this, and you're not supposed to, but I've seen people perform this in pots and what you call like witches, the witch pots, the cast iron pots. But it's very healing. It doesn't stink. It doesn't smell, right? And it's very healing. It's very healing, family. And it purifies the air, purifies the energy, right? I'm surprised this room is not getting smoked up. There we go. So that's my signal, family. There we go. Guess I didn't think about that part. We're doing it in a smaller space. That's the ritual, family. I'm going to answer some questions. I want to share that with you guys. Let me get this out of here so the smoke alarm can stop. You guys give me a second here. All right. Brother Yosef almost burned his house down, right? So that is a ritual, family. No, the energy, somebody asked a good question. And someone said, is the energy the same if you do it at sunrise or sunset? The energy is the same, but it's supposed to bless you in different ways if you do it in the morning or if you do it in the evening. So I think if you do it in the evening, it blesses your night. And if you do it in the morning, it kind of blesses you throughout the day. on top of healing, right? Now, some people are busy and they can't do it in the morning, right? They can only do it at night. But I 100% can promise you guys, this practice will transform you, right? It's a very ancient piece of technology, a very ancient practice that if done on a regular basis, it will clear all negativity out of your life, literally. And if you're able to get your family around the fire, right? Get your family around the fire and let everybody be grateful, right? You know how some people sit around campfires, or they sit around, somebody has like a little fire pit in their backyard and they sit around it. Some people just sit around it and it's peaceful, right? It's peaceful. So just think about how much more peaceful it'd be if you're performing this actual ritual with it, this healing fire. Okay? So I want you guys to understand that. It's very powerful. It's a practice I've been wanting to share with you guys for a while, but I want you guys to study it and then do it. Okay? And this is a good book that will teach you. There's a lot of books out there, but this is a good book, family, that will teach you guys the basics, the understanding of this. And, you're really, the more dung you put in there, the more the flames. I don't like to use all my dung, right? Because it can get expensive after a while. But what you're looking for is that flame. Usually, with the little tiny pieces I used, the flame is a lot bigger. I don't know why it was so small today, right? But those are the things you're going to use. Those are the pieces of technology that's going to make this thing work, family. And once you do it, you'll see a big change. So I recommend everybody do this. Someone said, do shamans do this ritual? It depends on what type of shamans you're talking about. There's a lot of versions of what you call the healing fire. This is one of them. And if you guys research it, you guys understand there are a lot of versions of what you call the healing fire, right? This is the Indian version from India, which in my opinion is probably one of the most powerful, right? Probably the most powerful. Okay. So this is something else that you guys can add. Somebody said they found it on Amazon. Yes, get the whole kit. Get the kit, family. And then once you start using it, you're going to have to find like dung and rice and, camphor and stuff like that. You're going to have to find a way to have them separately. All right. But it's a very powerful technique. And I really, really would recommend that you guys do it. You guys practice it, man. All right. It's very powerful. Very, very powerful. I want to share that with you guys. And I'm glad I got the opportunity to. Yeah, if you guys live near cattle ranches, or if you guys live near cows, you can get some cow dung. You lucky. You're lucky. I'm here in Texas. I should be able to find some, right? Is this supposed to work like sage to cleanse negative energy? No, this stuff works better than sage. Sage is a plant that once you burn it, it transforms negative ions into positive ions into negative ions. Positive ions are bad for your body. Negative ions are good for your body. So sage is almost like having a piece of organite, a very powerful piece of organite. And sage is extremely powerful. But like I always tell y'all, it only works for a couple hours. What you just did today is working without you even noticing it. It's like putting a shield up around your house of very high vibrational, loving, healing energy. All right. Very high vibrational. And it's not a secret practice at all. It's a lot of stuff out here, y'all. That's not secret. You just got to know where to look. And I first heard about this on YouTube. I was watching YouTube. I was watching an Indian teacher, and he was talking about this practice. And I'm like, what? I said, I got to try this. And I tried. I think I started doing it right before I started my YouTube channel. And I can truly say it transformed my life from that day, from the day I started using it. Right? Of course, I could have been gave y'all this, but everything got to come in pieces. You know what I'm saying? I can't give y'all everything at one time. Little by little, family. All right. If you go get the kit, Smoothish, if you get the kit, you can get everything you want. Everything you need. All right. Now, like I said, when you guys research it, you're going to find out that some people use a mudra with it. Some people don't. Some people say you should break the cow, you should structure the cow dung in a certain way. Some people don't. Do you need to charge or cleanse your orgone pair? It depends on who made it. I'll be honest with you, family. It depends on who made it. If you have an orgone pyramid that doesn't have selenite or doesn't have what's that? Shungite. It doesn't have shungite, then yeah, you're probably going to need to cleanse it every now and then. Because the crystals in it, see, people think orgonite is all about crystals. It's not. Orgonite is all about metal and the layering of metal, right? And you layer metal in a way where it pushes and pulls out energy, life force energy. And the pushing and the pulling of that life force energy, if you make enough layers of it, it becomes very powerful. So a secret I learned early in orgonite is not to make orgone. A lot of people make something called orgone, right? Orgone is weaker than orgonite. Orgone was created by Wilhelm Reich. Orgonite was created by another guy, I can't think of his name. And he found out that if you take metal powder, instead of putting all these chunks of metal in it, if you take metal powder, it actually is a lot more powerful. And y'all know that's why I keep my orgonite pieces, like they look like somebody painted them. That's all shungite in there, right? That's all shungite in there. That's why you'll never have to clean it. So when you put that shungite on your chest or on your shirt, it's cleaning your aura, literally. So it doesn't have to be clean, family. But a lot of people don't put all that in their orgonite. All right. Believe it or not, that thing even charged my water and everything. So you can cleanse tools with that. When you do the ritual, yes, you can put your tools over the smoke, cleanse your tools. It's very powerful. Somebody said, what's the name of the kit? It's called Agni Horta. AGNIHORTA. You can look up the kit. All right. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon, family. That's a simple practice. Well, to me, it's simple at least. That you can do if you want to end your night and you want to cleanse out the space. You feel like you had a rough, long day. That's a great practice to do. You're not going to do it every day. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Nobody's going to do this every day because you just don't got the time, or, you may be sick for the week and you don't, or, you just forget. But on them days you feel the energy is, or you feel like people in your house are starting to get sick and get colds, perform that ritual and see what happens. Perform that ritual and see what happens, family. It literally lifts up heavy situations. If your house feels real heavy, it will lift up your house. All right. So I want to share with you guys 2 books I just got in, right? Shout out to, I think it was Jay Moo, who put this, The Murder of Reality and the Hidden Symbolism of the Dragon. The Murder of Reality and the Hidden Symbolism of the Dragon. I think it was Jay Moo. I could be wrong, that put it out. It said that you can go to this guy's website and get it for like $24. Perry Sabak. I'm gonna get into this book. There was a guy, he has a YouTube channel. What's his name? He has an interesting name on his YouTube channel. I can't think of his name. Cool brother. Had a conversation with him once. His name is the Skeptical Spiritualist. I think The Skeptical Spiritualist. Some of you guys might know who he is. He actually was the first person to show me that book. He showed me that book like early last year. And I think he was telling me he paid like $200 for it. Right? But y'all might want to get this. The Murder of Reality by Perry Sabak. I only read maybe 7 pages of it. Good stuff. And, you know, this is a signed copy. He signed it for me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that I've said in my lecture in Atlanta, he agrees with it. Right? He even goes into the Ophites. He goes into a lot of stuff in there. It's pretty powerful, family. So if you can, you guys can grab that. What is your take on the parasitic power of pornography? Good question. So I'm going to give y'all my opinion. Some of y'all may disagree. All right. Brother Yosef used to be in his 20s at one time. You know what I mean? And in my early 20s, y'all, I had every pornography tape you could think of. You know what I'm saying? All the famous stuff. Right? I was young. I was, yes, I was dating my wife. She knew about it. It was what it was. You know what I mean? And, because I had a Christian mindset, watching pornography, I used to say, oh, I'm a low down dirty dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wretch. What they say? He saved a wretch like me. I'm nothing but a low down wretch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I should say about myself. I wouldn't say I was addicted to it, but I'm a man, right? I was a man, right? And, and women watch it as well. But at the same time, people watch it for excitement. They watch it for excitement, right? I don't watch it today, but in my 20s, look, you would have thought I was addicted to it. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, family, there's nothing wrong with watching pornography. Wait a minute. When it becomes an obsession to the point where you're addicted to it, anything you're addicted to is bad. Sex is one of those things, family, that Christianity have taught us to look down on. Right? You can't get freaky. You're not supposed to be freaky. None of that stuff, right? Sex has become one of them things that the world looks down on it, but the world glorifies it at the same time. And like I said, a lot of that comes from a Christian mindset, right? I'm gonna go to hell because I'm watching pornography. No, sex is the most powerful tool you have. One of the most powerful tools you have here on the planet Earth, right? Now, I remember years ago, 2014, I think it was, Master Mitchell Gibson did a lecture called Sex, Love, and the Emerald Tablets. I was there. And there was a sister. I'll never forget this as long as I live. It was 2 questions and he actually told people as well, hey, there's nothing wrong with watching pornography. And I was shocked that he said that, right? But when he broke it down, it made a lot of sense. Because I never saw it as a problem. Is that if you get addicted to washing your hands too much, that's bad. So any addiction is bad. Because eventually your skin will fall off, right? So he told this one girl literally stood up and said that she has visions of men worshiping her. Right? She was a beautiful sister too, very tall. She was a beautiful sister. And she had a big afro. She looked like a goddess. I'm going to keep it real. And I remember she had a dress on and the split was like up to here. She had a dress with a split up to here. And she had this energy where all the men I noticed in there was looking at her, right? So when she stood up and said, I have men that worship me, right? And Master Gibson started looking at her like, really? And she said that she has visions of her being on a table and men just bowing down to her, right? She said she has this vision all the time since she's a teenager. And she said that she can't be with one man. She said she has to be with more than one man. She said she cannot be. She said she found out. And Master Gibson told her that you have to be with multiple men or you're never going to be happy, right? There's another man who said that he loved his wife, but his wife was disabled. She couldn't really do things, right? She couldn't move too much. But he loved his wife. He wanted to be with his wife, right? And he said, "What can I do? I don't cheat." He said, "I watch pornography, but I feel like I'm doing something wrong when I watch that." Master Gibson said, "No, you're not wrong." He told the man to masturbate, do what he got to do, and don't leave his wife. Don't leave your wife. If that's what's going to help you stay with your wife, then that's what you need to do, brother. So in some ways, it can help, right? A lot of men learn how to do in the bedroom from watching pornography. Fellas know, right? So, and a lot of women too, right? A lot of women too learn skills from watching pornography. So to wrap this up, I wouldn't say that it's bad. Now, can negative people use it in a parasitic way? Absolutely. There's certain types of pornography that will definitely pull you to the wrong side. Like it'll pull your energy. Now, there are types of pornography that's you shouldn't watch at all because it's against humanity, right? And that goes with little kids, people who are perverts, and having sex with animals. Those are the worst things you could do, right? Sleeping with little kids or having sex with animals. I don't even know why somebody want to shoot that out there, but some people are sick, right? That's what they want to do, right? So, in my opinion, family, yes, pornography has parasitic energy in it if you watch the wrong thing. But what you're watching on pornography is what people do every day. Your mama and your daddy did that to get you down here. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't want to think about it, but that's what they did. Let's see here. I don't think the Hindu Bhagavad Gita is accurate. I feel like most of the stories are made up and the deities are real thoughts. That's a good take on that. You know, and I read of course, you know, my spiritual father's interest. I read all that stuff. And whether they're real or not, you're supposed to look at it and learn from the stories. That's the whole point, family. You're supposed to learn from those stories, right? You're not supposed to feel like they're accurate. Did Horus really kill Set? Were you there? If we weren't there, we don't know if that's an accurate depiction or if that's real. But somebody wrote that story, and we're supposed to learn from that. That's the key with these texts, family. Supposed to learn from them. Somebody said that book is on Amazon for $100. You can get it from his website. I do not remember the website. Somebody gave it to me, family. It might be his name, Perry Sabak. Let me see here. When I prepare food for my ancestors and light the candle, does the energy of the food get sent to them whenever they may be in the ancestral? Or does the portal open in my room where they can come in to me? Okay, that's a very good question, family. So what happens is when you light the candle on the altar, if the altar has enough energy, you don't have to light the candle. But you don't really know. If you don't have eyes to see, you don't really know if your altar has the energy like that. But so the best way to just do it is light the candle. And when you light that candle, yes, it opens a portal between your ancestors and you. They come to your altar, right? They come to the altar and they grab the food. And the food is never endless. So if 100 people of your ancestors come and take some of the food is still there. So if you make chicken wings, macaroni cheese, and collard greens, and you put a fork up there, they're literally picking up the fork and they're taking it. But what it happens is it turns into energy for them, right? It turns into energy. That's what happens, right? I know when I put coffee up there, I'll be drinking coffee I used to, and well, I haven't done it here yet, but I used to put coffee on the altar for my grandfather. I make him some coffee, and I drink me some coffee, and my coffee will be hot for like an hour, almost 45 minutes, and my grandfather's coffee will be cold in 10 minutes. It'll be freezing cold. That's because he came and he took the energy from the coffee, right? He took the energy from the coffee. So yes, family, that's what happens. They'll come to the altar and they will literally take the energy from the altar. What's your take on sleeping with multiple people? A lot of people get judged on body count now. Oh man, what y'all trying to pull me into, man? That's a good question though. I would say sleep with who you want to sleep with, but be careful. Understand there's consequences. Brother, sister, especially if you're a female, if you're a woman, right? A lot of women get put down if they have a bigger body count. Some men don't care, right? Some men, you got a big enough body count, some women won't mess with you, bro. Because you might have too many baby mamas, you might have too many issues going on. You know what I'm saying? Sister don't want to walk down the street with you, knowing that you slept with almost every woman. Some people think about that. Some people don't care. So I would say you're grown, you sleep with who you want to sleep with, but understand there's consequences. And I'm not just talking about consequences in the physical by body count. I'm talking about consequences in the spiritual, meaning that you have to be careful who you sleep with because this person can have negative thought forms. Trust me, I do consultations all the time, family. And that's a question that comes up all the time. Hey, man, I slept with this girl last night and I can't stop having these thoughts. I want to kill myself. Right? Yeah, I get that. Or vice versa with the woman. The woman will tell me stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So be careful of spiritually transmitted diseases. STDs, spiritually transmitted diseases that come by way of having sex with multiple people. Be careful. Because some people have they be knocking out everything and they don't do no spiritual baths. So you got to be careful, family. Our brother Yosef don't judge nobody. If ants get on the food and the altar, is that a bad sign? It's not a bad sign, but I would just if you keep food out for days, the ants will be attracted to it. So what happens, family, is you make a good meal for your family, leave it up there for like I would say an hour, 2 hours, and throw it away. Don't worry about wasting the food. You're supposed to sacrifice it. That's a sacrifice for your family. So just throw it away. If you keep it up there for 24 hours, yeah, eventually ants have enough time to come find that food. So usually that will happen, family. And I know sometimes people got ants in their house. When I lived in New York, ants would always find a way to get in my house, right? But they never got to my altar. So I would leave stuff up there for 2 hours, take it down, throw it in the garbage. That's how you would do it, family. Trust me, they all got it in that amount of time. All your ancestors got it. What's your take on Cosmic Mother of dragons that oversees the 4 dragon realms? There's more than 4 dragon realms, family. So I'm trying to understand what you mean. And there's more than one Cosmic Mother of Cosmic Dragon Mother. So I'm trying to understand what you mean. Ask me in detail what you mean by that, family. If deities lose all the followers, do they lose power and eventually fall into a deep sleep? I remember you mentioning the sleeping gods in the higher dimensions and why they are sleeping. That's a good question, Mecca. That's a really good question. So gods, for the most part, they always have followers because what they do is they transform. The followers may turn into something else, right? It turns into another, like they said in American Gods, the new altar is the cell phone. So a lot of the gods get worshipped on the cell phone now, right? But yes, when the gods, if they do lose a lot of followers, they can fall into a sleep. They won't die, but they will fall into a sleep. Or some gods just choose to go to sleep, right? Some gods done had all the followers they want, and they just say, hey, I'm going to go sleep for a couple thousand years. Some gods do that. And when they sleep, they get a chance to reset their energy. So they can wake up very strong. When they wake up strong. The longer they sleep, the stronger they can get. As weird as that sounds. Right? The stronger they get. And yeah, that's what happens. So yes, if they lose all their followers, they will definitely go to sleep. But they usually find a way to recycle because humans. So let me give you a good example. If a say war ends, right? Say there's no more war on planet Earth, and gods of war they need they need people to create war. But a god of war may take their war energy from a video game. So if nobody fights no more in the physical and everybody fights on video games, that's where the god of war will take their energy from. They don't need you to physically fight. The new fight would just be in a video game or the metaverse, right? So that's how they would do, family. What's your take on multiple wives? Um, I believe and I know that in ancient times, all men, for the most part, it was not natural to have multiple wives. Now, when you think about multiple wives, some people think, oh, you just want to sleep with multiple women. Wasn't about that a lot of times. Believe it or not, a lot of wives that men had, they didn't sleep with them. Sometime your brother would die and you will take his wife. His wife will become your wife. His children will become your children, right? So you want to sleep with your sister-in-law, but she will act like one of your wives. She'll make sure you got everything you need. She work with the other women, and she will be taken care of under you. So a lot of times people took on women because they were sister-in-laws, so the children could be taken care of, right? And then yes, sometimes you had wives, and in the ancient days, you couldn't get another wife pregnant unless your head wife approved of it. See, today people don't understand polygamy and how it works. But you will have one wife that kind of picks all your other wives. So you ain't think about no other women. You got one wife, and your other wife will come to you and say, hey, I think we need 2 more wives. And you just think about, okay, can we afford them? All right, we'll bring them on. And you would take them out, you would wine and dine them, you would have fun with them, take them out and stuff like that. But you wouldn't have sex with them unless your wife okayed it. That's how it goes. Right? So the wife kind of did that. She would say, hey, let's bring some more women in. I remember I worked with an African guy. His wife told him to go get another wife when he go to Africa. He said, when you go to Africa, you go on for a vacation to see your mama, get you another wife. I was like, man, she told you that? He's like, yeah. And but they were raised in Sudan. So they have a whole different upbringing. American women from America, I'm not just gonna say black women, I'm saying all colors of women, they would get offended by polygamy because they weren't raised that way. Neither was their mother or their grandmother. So we have a Christian mindset over here. So the women today ain't having that. I'm not saying all of them because some of them down with polygamy, even if my wife wanted me to have multiple wives, I would tell her, no, I don't want to have another wife. One is enough for me. So I think it's normal, family. As much as people don't like it today, I think it's natural. And guess what? Nobody had divorces back then. You know what I mean? People got one wife and one husband, they get divorced today. So we got to think about that, right? And also, I want to say the last thing: as a young girl and a young man, you were taught how to treat your wives. You were taught the wife was taught how to treat her husband, right? Serve her husband. So the man, you had to go get the money, right? I don't believe in all this stuff where the woman goes to work and the man sits home. No, the man went out and got the money and he took care of all his wives. That's how it works. What do you think about rapid deification, the tablet Master Gibson released? I don't have that one yet, family. I don't have that one yet. What do you think about Andrew Tate? Man, that name sounds familiar. Who is that? Let me look that up real quick. Andrew Tate. That name sounds really familiar. Oh, okay, yeah, this guy. I see his videos sometimes, family, but I haven't really watched him like that. But I know he drops a lot of good information. He says a lot of stuff he says is true, in my opinion. I like him. Is Lord Morpheus real, and can we work with him? Yes, Lord Morpheus is very real. He's one of the few gods that are on Earth. That's right. Some of y'all don't know that. There are some of the gods that are living on planet Earth as humans. Lord Morpheus, also, from what I understand about the Order of the Red Dragon, he's one of the original founding members of the Order of the Red Dragon. From what I understand. So yes, Lord Morpheus is very real. And Morpheus is the Greek god of sleep. So look up his pictures, look up his information, make an altar to him, and start working with him if that's what you want, family. But Morpheus is the Greek god of sleep. Do you have any good books for Reiki healing? I've been practicing mudras every day, and my hands get really warm now. I want to try Reiki healing now. Yeah, family. I don't remember the name of the books, but I've done I've shown books of a couple of Reiki books that you guys need. So I would just say throw a rock at one. You can't really miss. I don't really practice Reiki, family. I don't really practice it though. What's your take on the 12D shield? I'm not sure what that is, family. Peace, Brother Yosef. Do you have any practices that you do at your personal altar that you previously talked about? Yes. So on my altar, I always make sure I make sure that I want my ancestors to feel the love that I have for them. Right. So I try to emit that at the altar. I try to get emotional. Yeah. So my altar is when I let me out. Or if I feel like crying, which I've done many times at the altar, I'll cry. Right. If I'm going through something, I need to tell my spiritual father about it. I'll tell my spiritual father about it. Right. So I try to get emotional at the altar. Right. That's one of the most important things you can do. Let the spirits know you're real, how you really feel. Right. You don't want to get up there and thank you every day and just say stuff. You want to get up there and feel. So that's what I would say, family. I'm sincere at my altars. That's some of the best advice I can give you. Be sincere. So I usually do my altar work. Then I do my 9 cutting fingers in the morning. Right. Then I do a couple prayers. Then I give my thanks. And I also put that on Instagram and Facebook. I give my thanks every day to the spirits. That's something you should do every day. Every day you should wake up and give thanks to the powers of the day. Give thanks to the powers of the day, family. And I put it out there for years. I've been doing it for years out there on Instagram and Facebook, showing you guys how to give thanks to the powers of the day. Is it the case that the more light one successfully pulls down, the more darkness one experiences? No. I would not say that, family, in my opinion. Right? In my opinion, I wouldn't say that. Because if you're able to pour more light down, you kind of put your darkness to sleep. We got to understand what light is. Right? Light is a form of darkness. And then there's a form of light that's not dark or light. It's beyond. Right? You can call it darkness, though, because it's unperceivable. You can call it that, but it's not darkness. There is a type of light that is darkness. In the Ein Sof right? So you have the Ein Sof The Ein Sof is the light in the darkness that I'm talking about. That is the part of the light that is darkness in the Ein Sof. Then you have the Ein that is primordial. It is perceived as darkness because it is unknowable, right? Like they say, when you cut the lights off, actually there's still light, but your eyes can't adjust. Your eyes don't see. So darkness is light. But there's a form of light that's not dark or light. It is a whole nother level. And that is what you call the Ein, the negative, the unknowable, the unseeable. That's what we call it. Let's see here. Have you ever worked with Malik Torres? No, I have not, family. What's your take on semen retention? I think semen retention could be good. I would say you need to really know what you're doing. I went through that one time and I couldn't ejaculate for 4 months. Almost hurt myself. But I will tell you this, and for some reason, people are asking me a lot of questions about that. So I will tell you this too. You know, um, when you do it, what you're trying not to do will be attracted to you. So if you're trying not to have sex by doing semen retention, women will be sexually attracted to you. Your energy is going to be so bright, you're going to start giving off pheromones. Mark my words. And that goes to men and women. A woman, when you ain't had none in a while, and brothers be looking, right? It's almost like they can tell. Say vice versa with the brothers. If brother ain't ejaculating a long time, it's like you give off a pheromone. You actually do. Your light gets really bright because you're holding in all that power, all that energy. You start astral traveling. You start having all this energy, right? I know one brother that was actually doing semen retention. He was on his fifth month, and he couldn't sleep no more. He sleep for like 2 hours and wake up every night. He couldn't sleep longer than 2 hours. He had too much energy. Have you heard of Lisa Renee and her Ascension Glossary? I have heard of that name, but I have not read that information in her Ascension Glossary. Let me write that down. Lisa Renee. Yes. The 9 cutting fingers and giving thanks every day has helped me a lot. Thank you, family. You're very welcome. Are these practices you've done in the past to find for your spiritual parents? I read Mitchell Gibson's book, and it's kind of interesting the way you can find them. You can find one of them. Yes, family. I haven't done practices to find my spiritual parents, though. If that's what you're asking, no. If you look at my body and it is invisible, does that mean that I am in the etheric plane? That's a good question. That's a very good question. If you look at my body, if I look at my body and it's invisible, does it mean that I am in the etheric plane? What that means is that your etheric energy has wrapped around your body. It's wrapped around your body, family. And that's why you can't be seen. So, to a degree, yes. I dreamt of an elephant, monkey on my porch, and a monkey on my porch talking to me, but I'm not sure what they are saying. What does that mean? Okay, that's Lord Ganesha and that's Hanuman. Lord Ganesha and Hanuman. That's the symbols they're trying to give you. You can also look at that as Thoth. The monkey is also Thoth. Right? So you can actually look those energies up and see what they mean to you. Read the stories, right? Check out the Odin and Brahma ring on Tybro. Super cool. Okay. Is turning your nightmares into good dreams a form of shadow work? The way you turn your nightmares into good dreams, you don't really turn them into good dreams, but what you do is you take control of your nightmares. So when you have a nightmare, you kind of show the energy that you're not really afraid, and you kind of take over the power. Because fear is what feeds nightmares. It's based on fear, family. So if you're a person with no fear, the nightmare won't work. All right. How do you get your dreams to be magical, like reaching higher dream states? Okay, family, Smoothish, that has a lot to do with raising your consciousness. So I'll be telling y'all look at the sun. I'm telling y'all to do stuff that y'all don't even fully understand the reason why. But shout out to everybody that does look at the sun. The sun, when I finally started doing that practice, it took me to a whole nother level. Right? So I was already doing third eye work, and I was successful at opening my third eye and actually having experiences, right? But when I started absorbing sunlight and looking at the sun, it took my energy to a whole nother level. Literally. Took me to a whole nother level. And the more solar energy you absorb, the more energy you absorb, period. It's like you have this thing about you. You know, some people, anybody who's on this level knows it. Like, people will just stare at you sometimes, right? And you be thinking that they checking you out, but sometimes they're just trying to figure out what is it about this person, right? I don't know what it is. This person got some kind of weird energy. They don't even know it's energy. Sometimes people are awake and they'll be looking at you and they know what you are. They said, man, this person doing some serious spiritual work. That's how I look at people. I was in Walmart about 2 weeks ago, and I was walking past this Mexican lady. She had a cowboy hat on and everything. And she looked very happy, right? But when I walked past her, I could feel her aura. And it's funny because when I walked past her, I turned around and looked at her again, and we both was looking at each other. And she just smiled and kept walking. It's like we both noticed each other. Real recognize real. This lady had a powerful, I know she was doing some serious spiritual work. I don't know what she was doing. Maybe she was a shaman, a bruja, a witch. I don't know. But man, when I walked past the aura, I felt it. It was very electrifying. And I got maybe 4 feet past her, and I turned around and looked, and she was looking dead at me. So we felt each other as we walked by. So some people got it like that. They got this energy about them, right? Let me find somebody who I didn't ask a question for yet. Let me see. Yes, I know about Infodishi's work. Yep. I think I have one of his books. But I have heard of those warriors. Yep. Have you heard of the crystal, rainbow, and diamond world? Absolutely. What are they about? Those are different realms of deities and cosmic energy. They talk about that in the book Kunji. Kunji talks about the diamond world, the diamond Buddha. So these are different realms of cosmic energy. And the beings there tend to look more like these energies. Beings tend to look crystal-like. Some beings tend to look diamond-like, glittery, and some beings tend to look rainbow-like, and that's where you get the name of those realms. The majority of beings on those realms, they tend to look like that. So do you, brother Yosef? I have the Likalea pendant and the Naga pendant on the way. Okay, powerful, powerful. Shout out to brother Henky. I heard he shouted me out on brother Rich the other night. Shout out to brother Henky, brother Hank Rising Sun. Was the original Buddha on an Anunnaki? I remember you saying he was influenced by them. That's a good question. Yes, he was, family. Some people don't know that. A lot of the Anunnaki came down to be teachers. Yep. They were extraterrestrials. Buddha, the first Buddha was an extraterrestrial. Yep. That's why he just knew things. He knew to leave his comfortability and go into suffering. He just knew that. He knew that he was here to teach a new way. So yes, every great spiritual master was first here to influence humans to do the same thing that they're doing. Because whatever they did, we can do. But you need somebody to show you it first. And that's where the extraterrestrials jumped into human bodies and came down and did those things. Can you break down funk music metaphysically from the... Well, funk music was a different frequency from another realm. Brother Bobby Hemmett broke that down better than I could ever break it down. So I'm not a big funk music fan, but I like the way it sounds. So I don't want to tell you guys anything wrong by trying to break it down metaphysically. But funk music is literally from a whole nother dimension. And that's their music up there. And I've heard forms of music, family, that have never come down here before. But somebody can if you can find somebody to pull it down, they'll pull it down. All right, let me skip around here. if I ever met one God in a dream, does it mean that that's my spiritual mother or father? No. The way you'll know if it's your spiritual mother and father is that they will touch your face. They will touch you. They will try to reach out to you. They always want to touch you. Like I told you guys, my spiritual father came and he grabbed his, put his hand out towards me. Right? They will always want to touch you. And their eyes, they always will try to look you in the eye. You know, they always want, because your eyes actually reflect their eyes. Your eyes look like them. All right. We've been on here for about an hour. I got my regulars that be on here. Every now and then I get a few other people that come on here. You know, there's a lot of people on Patreon. I want some of y'all to come on out here. Brother Yosef, not mean. I don't bite. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk down to you. Come on out and ask a question. I get the same 30, 40, 50 people every time. It's some more of y'all on here. Come on out. You know what I mean? I'm glad you guys are enjoying the videos. And if you don't want to say nothing, that's okay. As long as you get information, that's all I care about. But come on out and ask a question. You know what I mean? Come on out and ask a question. Because I see how many people on here asking me questions. And it's not 29 people asking me. I got maybe 10 people that asking me the same questions over, asking me different questions. Right? And I understand some people may be working or driving home. But if you guys feel like it, come on out and ask a question. All right? Brother Yosef ain't going to bite you. I'm a very fair, respectable person. Ain't nobody could ever say Brother Yosef was rude to me. Now, if I text you something, some people may think I'm being rude in a text, but I'm not. Right? So I'm not a rude person at all. I like to treat people the way I like to be treated. Oh, there you go. Charlita, what's up? This is Charlita. I will just say hi and show love. I don't normally say anything. I've seen you on here before, like once, Charlita, once or twice. And like I always tell you, if you need anything, you let me know. Charlie's a TP member. You know, we help her set up her tribal trust and stuff like that. But hello, I'm glad you came out. Glad you came out, family. This is my first Patreon live. Loving it. Love your energy and knowledge. Peace to you. Okay, shout out to you, family. James, oh, I thought you was on here before. No? I thought I seen you on here before. Maybe not. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Are you able to share with us the last time you incarnated here? Or any details of? Yes. The last time, my last incarnation was in I died. I died in a shootout. Yeah, before that I was a Chinese woman. I was a fat white Jewish man. That was the only life I had where I was white. The only life I had where I was a white man. So what was that? Maybe the 1930s, 1940s? Right? So yeah, I was alive and I was a teacher. And I was a so-called Jewish guy, fat white guy. And I remember literally seeing the Kabbalah books. They weren't in English. And I don't know what country I was living in. I don't know. But I remember in the dream, me and my wife has had the same dream, that the Nazis literally came to take us. And I refused. I refused. And I said, you know, I'd rather die at my feet than live on my knees. And me and the wife went out like Bonnie and Clyde. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? And I got shot first. And I told her I would see her again. She was crying. She was trying to like bring me back to life. And I told her, don't worry, I'll see you again. You know, just like I taught you. I remember I said those words. Just like I taught you, I'll see you again. And literally, I was dying out. And I saw her go back out the window. Wifey was getting it. And they shot her in the eye. and she died, and I died. You know, I went out. I went out. I was a rebel. You know what I mean? And I wasn't gonna let them take me and my family and separate us. And I don't know if I had children or not, but they wasn't gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And that's the last life I remember before this life. And sure enough, me and her found each other again in this life. And like I told you guys, she has a birthmark right around her eye. Right where she was shot in the dream. She's born like that. And she was born with a hole in her heart. So she was shot more than once. I just remember her shot in the eye, but they also probably shot her in the chest. And she was literally born with a hole in her heart when she was born. Well, here we are. We found each other again. So when you have a soulmate, you will keep finding each other. Believe that. You will keep finding each other, family. All right. Yes. So that's the last life I had. Before that, I was an Asian woman. Before that, I was in Egypt. I was an Asian woman with 8 kids. I don't know why I chose the lives I had, right? But in every life I can remember, even when I was an Asian woman, I was reading books. And I don't know if I was a teacher as an Asian woman, but I was very knowledgeable. I knew that about myself. Like I knew a lot about history and about the world around me. And as a Jewish guy, I was knowledgeable, and I was a priest in Egypt. I wasn't a high priest, but I was a priest. And I remember I wanted to be a priest because I wanted to leave the kingdom. I did not want to stay in the kingdom. The high priest couldn't leave. And I had a lot of students, and we was doing solar work, moon work. We was doing all kind of stuff. And I remember that. And I don't know if I had a life before that, but I do remember my oldest life I remember was being in Atlantis. And me and the wife was together again. And I remember in Egypt, I had concubines as well. I have some stages of my life in Egypt I do remember. As much as I say I would never have multiple wives, I had my wife, and I had concubines in Egypt as a priest. And I know I had to be at least 40 or something years old in that dream, because you could not teach in Egypt until you was 40. Some people don't know that. You couldn't teach in Egypt unless you were 40. And masonry was taught to children at the age of 12. You were taught masonry. And by the time you're 18, you were already a 33rd degree Mason by the time you're 18. Right? So that's how it was in Egypt back in the day. Right? We were given that science later. You know what I mean? We were given a lot of that science later. Have you heard the Jibby Jabadoo thing causing people to have crazy dreams and being a type of parasite? It could be. I can't talk about that though. They be on me. They were trying to shut this channel down. What's the highest dimension? I'll answer this last question, family. What's the highest dimension you've been to? And what is it like? The highest dimension I've been to was a 6th dimension. And the 6th dimension was a lot. It was where the Ascended Masters was at. And I remember I saw Buddhas, multiple Buddhas. It was the beauty. There's no word. Right? There's no word. Everything was alive. Everything was a master. Everything was a teacher. The trees were masters. They were master teachers. The insects that crawled around were master teachers. The fish were master teachers. And of course, the beings that walked around, the human noise that looked like humans. Some of people didn't look human. They were master teachers. Now, one of the most amazing things, when you walked up directly, when they were walking by, you couldn't really see it. But when you walked directly in front of one of these Buddha-like people, you could see that they had multiple arms. There were different variations of them behind them. It was a weird thing, right? So imagine you standing in front of me, but there were also different versions of you behind you. And I could see it when I'm talking to you. So it was almost like you had different echoes of yourself. And I started realizing this must be where they get the pictures of the gods with multiple arms, different arms. Because as they moved and they was walking, the other beings behind them wasn't moving the same way. Right? So the Buddha could be sitting there doing a pose like this, and the other beings could have their arms down like this and look like they have multiple arms. If you're looking at it. I remember that. So I remember that's the highest realm I believe I've been to. I don't think I ever went to the 7th dimension. I've definitely went to the 6th dimension. The 5th dimension I've been to, where beings were made of pure light. Of course, the 4th dimension, yeah. 2nd dimension, you know what I mean? So yeah, family, that's what it is. All right. For Anubis, you say you just got here, man. You came at the wrong time. I'm just about to get off. But the video will be put back up. I just did told everybody some technology, ancient technology to cleanse their home, cleanse their space, cleanse their environment. Go back and watch it from the beginning. Very powerful, right? Very powerful. And but what I want you guys to do too is give me a topic that we could talk about the whole. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna wait until I get my stuff set up here, right? And then what I'll do is I'll bring people on the live stream. I'm gonna bring people on in the live stream, right? Y'all mark my words, that's coming. I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna set that up. I'm gonna bring people on my live stream so we can talk, right? Maybe I'll get more people that'll come out, right? So we're gonna bring people on. I'm gonna set that up. I have a pretty good idea how to do it. I just haven't done it. So I want to set that up so I can start sharing my screen if I want to show you guys stuff. And you guys can talk to me, right? I'll let everybody come on and ask a question. Well, we'll answer it face to face, and then they can go on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll go on to the next person. So that is coming, family. That is happening. All right. It's crazy because I went back today and looked through my hard drive, looked at some of my old Patreon videos. Oh my God. I had no clue I did that many videos on Patreon. I dropped so much information, the Holy Solar Candle. I dropped stuff on extraterrestrials. I've dropped a lot of random information, family. So if you are a $20 member, you can go back and see all of that. If you're a $65 member, for some reason, Patreon didn't switch those things over. So I always tell my $65 members, go back 1 month to become a $20 member, watch all the videos you can, and then become a. And also, y'all, Patreon just lets you start uploading videos directly to Patreon now. I knew it was coming. That's something new they just started, right? They just started allowing that. So can you explain what a Bodhisattva is? And is it true that you need to meet a living Buddha in order to become one? No. It is not true that you need to meet it's not true that you need to meet a living Buddha to become one, because how could you tell who is a living Buddha? What does that even mean, right? What does a living Buddha even mean? A Buddha is an enlightened one, right? A Buddha is an enlightened one. So there's many types, like if you reach Heruhood, Buddhahood, Christhood, that's all the same thing. It's all the same thing, fam. Is that you probably developed it in a certain way. So if you were in the Middle East, or you were in Asia, right? You probably developed your Heruhood or your Christhood in a different way. They call it the Buddha. And like I told you guys before, the Buddha never wanted to be worshipped ever, right? The Buddha never wanted to be worshipped ever. You know what I'm saying? So everybody who's looking at this video right now is a Buddha. You are a Buddha. You just haven't come into your Buddhahood yet. That's a fact. And the original Buddha was one of these. That's what the original Buddha was. He was an alien. He's an extraterrestrial. That's just a fact. That's why you see, literally, I showed y'all the coin where the Buddha, he got this face on it, right? And if you look at a lot of the temples, the Buddhist temples, those are spaceships on top of the Buddhist temples. If you don't believe me, go look. Why in the world would a Buddhist temple have a spaceship designed like a spaceship? Everybody's a Buddha. You just haven't, a person may just not have come into their Buddhahood yet. That's all it is, family. All right. So yes, family, I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. It's been cold down here in Texas. Well, you know, where I'm from, it's already snowing up there. But it's been a little chilly down here, and I'm not complaining. It's still good to me. Because even though it's chilly, it's still sunny. And this is not cold to me. So, yes. So I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Peace and love. Brother Yosef is out of here. Until next time, family. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace, peace.